Hey everyone, Falling Star here. So it's been a month since the last test server, and now a new one has come. More excitingly, we got a new Superstring. It's been about half a year since Cielle, which is the last edition back in the summer months, and I'm pretty excited to see the new girl join again. As usual, this is a test server and not the release server. Things can and will change. Anyways, I won't keep you all waiting. It's been a while. Welcome back for you returning viewers, and welcome to the channel for you new viewers. Let's get started, and this is the Strinova January test server. Now obviously, the new girl gets to go first. Cielle is the newest addition to Urbino. Let's start with a general introduction. She uses an M1887 and is a part of Urbino. She's a mercenary/fixer operating in some shadier parts of the world. Here's the stats for her gun if you're curious. Her official intro is a young girl with an unknown past, an excellent fixer, excelling in both offensive and defensive missions. Currently allied with Urbino due to a long-term contract, hoping to earn enough easy money after the mission is done. Before you fall asleep, here are her skills. Her active skill, I am dubbing Mobile Shield. It creates an energy shield that can block damage, and when using the shield, gain the ability to charge. Damage taken by the shield will be converted into armor at a certain rate. When put away, the shield will slowly recover health. The charge is a bash that will stun enemies but deal no damage. Her passive, I am dubbing it Auto Mag. When weapons are put away, after a while, it will automatically reload. It takes about 3 seconds to reload and works as long as the weapon is put away. It works on both the primary and the secondary weapons. Her ult, I'm calling it Absolute Defense. It will enhance and reset the energy shield. The shield gains additional HP and charge cooldown is reduced, and the charge itself is buffed. I'm dubbing her tactical skill Gravity Bind. She throws the gravity generator, and when it touches the ground, it will suck all enemies that deal damage. It deals extra damage against summons, and like another summon, it can be destroyed. Here are her upgrades. I won't talk about the upgrades themselves, I'll mostly focus on the awakenings. Her awakening one will grant her a speed boost when charging and using her tactical skill. Her awakening 2 will let her detonate her shield when it is raised by holding the right mouse button, or rather the secondary attack button. And Awakening 3 will allow the shield to absorb all damage when it is raised. Her gun is pretty interesting. Now I have to say, her entire kit is incredibly cool. I love the animations, her gun texture, everything. Now, the gun itself isn't too special. She 2-taps you, but like, she also has half a fire rate of Baimo, so Baimo can get about 3 shots off in the time it takes her to do 2s. It's a shotgun, it's dangerous if you get careless, but it's that. What's interesting is that she has a slug. Both Baimo and Aika now have pseudo slugs, more on that later, but Cielle has actual slugs that deal 150 damage on a headshot. Also, her kit is interesting. When I was testing it out with Kier's, Awakening 2 sounds super fun, although it didn't really feel particularly useful, kind of like Audrey's Awakening 2 from back in the day. Even now, like, I feel like you could just throw a grenade at that point, since it deals about 100 damage even with ult. Her passive is pretty good, and it can mean you just don't reload. When you put away the main gun, it starts reloading. When you put away the secondary, that also starts reloading. It takes about 3 seconds to reload, give or take. This does mean that a player can cycle between her main weapon and her secondary weapon and just never reload. And that about concludes Cielle. First new character in a long while, tell me what y'all think in the comments. I'm curious to hear your thoughts about the new characters after half a year long hiatus. Now for some map changes. District 88 and Snowvale District will receive Chinese New Year decorations for the Chinese New Year. And there is a new Outbreak map, although it is still in early development and release date is unknown. It's still pretty crude, so you won't see it anytime soon.
10、9、8、7、6、5、4、3、2、1。
Now for some game mode changes. There's a quote-unquote new game mode. I'm dubbing it Crystal Clash for now, but it's just a new version of Crystal Scramble with 3 teams of 5 instead of 2 teams of 7. There's a new Lucky Strike event where a single extraction can yield large amounts of Boblos in the new game mode. And the game mode will take place in a brand new upgraded Dirac mine with a brand new layout. In Outbreak, there's this new random event thing, I guess. At the start of every round, there's a chance that a small event happens to change some of the rules of the game. And now there's also a card selector system to help newbies select cards. In the custom rooms, there will now be queues for high-quality crystalline pursuit maps. This, I guess, is a new game mode added to the custom map maker. I'll put all the changes in a screenshot up on screen right now. Moving on. Note that this patch has a lot of experimental stuff. Some of these might not appear in the release server. You remember the spread change from last test server? Well, a similar thing happened here. The spread patterns for weapon spread midair, in movement, and floating has also been adjusted, optimized somewhat. Before the spread immediately changed if you moved, jumped, or floated, and now the change is more linear. Now for the character changes. Some of these changes will sound really similar. It's because it is. So, Reiichi, I don't know if IGMZ hates him or love him, but IGMZ is trying the tri-shot Reiichi idea again. Actually, it's not tri-shot, it's quad-shot now. The core upgrades have been replaced with the ADS speed upgrade and the faster fire rate upgrade. The accuracy upgrades have been replaced with the spread control upgrade and a quad shot upgrade. Yes, a quad shot upgrade. He now shoots 4 pellets with a single shot if he has the upgrade. It has a fixed spread, and it is in a triangle spread. His active skill now takes 0.4 seconds to activate instead of 1.6. For Aika, she's got some pretty interesting changes. She now has a double shot upgrade in favor of a damage upgrade, which is her old one. With the upgrade, the gun will fire twice. It will have less single shot damage. It will have increased reload and increased mag capacity, however. The headshot damage upgrade is now a focused fire upgrade. Basically, with this upgrade, in ADS mode, her shotgun will pretend it's a slug. With this upgrade, she will also have decreased total damage, increased effective range, and increased headshot damage. For Flavia, her ultimate now takes 0.5 seconds to cast instead of 0.75. The res from her ult will now take 4.5 seconds instead of 4 seconds. For Baimo, his main weapon now reloads 45% faster. His main weapon's damage multiplier towards string enemies has changed from 67% to 75%, and they brought back the passive changes from the last test server. So basically now he has a new passive. This passive gives him bonus speed whenever he takes damage from guns, grenades, if he dodges damage using paper mode, or if he uses his active skill. His tactical skill now bounces on walls. His increased damage upgrade now gives him a full auto mode. And like Aika, his headshot damage upgrade got the same change. It will focus on a single point during ADS. It will have decreased damage, but increased range and headshot damage.
3打1被反杀会不会玩啊?
His Awakening 1 now gives him a small armor recovery effect after using active skill, given that his passive no longer string blocks anymore. But this effect cannot get interrupted by damage. His Awakening 2 got some adjustments. The range of his paint has been adjusted from 5 to 5.5 meters. The duration has been adjusted from 1.3 to 1.2 seconds, and a new effect has been added. 33% additional damage reduction during dashing, including from non-firearm sources. Audrey's turret setup speed has been increased by 43%. The heat dissipation speed when she isn't overheating has been increased by 20%. And the Awakening 2's turret damage increased from 8 to 10. For Madalena, the bubble for her ult now takes 5 seconds to spread instead of 4 seconds. Her damage increase upgrade is now a double shot upgrade similar to Aika. Every shot will fire 2 bullets. They will have decreased damage but increased spread control, reload, and mag capacity. The HP recovery from Awakening 1 will now take every 4 seconds instead of 3. Will also now give a slight speed buff for allies inside of it. For Xinghui, her ultimate can now be casted mid-air. And with Awakening 3, she now no longer grants temporary armor, but a temporary max armor boost, and also recovers armor. This reminds me of like Season 1 or Season 2 Xinghui from back in the days the Chinese server released. Back in the day, she provided a permanent max armor boost if she used her active skill on you. It was a long time ago. For Fuxia, her damage has been increased by 1, from 26 to 27. Her fire rate has been nerfed from 650 to 630. Her active skills cooldown has been buffed from 25 seconds to 20 seconds. Her Awakening 2 will now increase HP and downstate by 30. And Awakening 3 will now slow enemies for 3 seconds instead of 2 seconds. The mini Uzi had its damage buffed from 15 to 16. Big change. And that is it for new content. Now let's go to some Datamines and some upcoming content. First of all, Xinghui's second legendary. Might have gotten announced since the writing and recording of the script, but it's here. Mu Chun Zhuo Hua, which could translate to Spring Radiance. I'm not confident about the translation. Also, Audrey to English Storm audio has been added, so you can expect that in the next update. I got a full video for that on the channel, but here's a snippet. Random clip for Japanese because I have no clue what she's saying.
I wasn't secretly listening to rock music or anything. Seriously, why didn't you give me a heads up before you came?
There are 2 new skins, a Cielle skin and a Lilith skin. And there's a bunch of recolors and a few reruns. This is one of the new chip skins. I have absolutely no clue what it could be used for. And a Chinese/Lunar New Year chip case. Here's a few new emotes. And that is about it, honestly. That's all for the test server stuff. I thank you all for watching until the end. The release of this video has been somewhat delayed due to the fact that it is exam season for me and I'm working on a project and studying through the weekend. I'm absolutely failing my math test and I actually just fried the Raspberry Pi, which was the main part of my project. Overall, there were some bold changes this patch, some new and some not. Stares at Baimo and Reiichi, along with a new character which hasn't happened since like forever. Also, Xinghui's new legendary got leaked, so they just decided to announce it like 2 to 3 weeks before it goes live. At least for China, as of recording, I still haven't seen anything for global. Usually they announce it much later. I'm pretty sure Cielle is gonna get some changes on release. I'm not really sure why they decided to give her slugs, to be honest. Oh yeah, and also a funny image of a sad Reiichi. Poor guy. And that is actually it. Thank you for watching until the end. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, drop a like and subscribe. It helps the channel out. Special shout out to my channel members Tsuny, 96 Yuku, EWReinE, Wikaiii, and Dr. Online. Thank you very, very much for your support. If you'd like to support the channel, consider buying a membership. It helps the channel out, and you receive a few more updates about video progress on my YouTube community page. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I will see you next test server. Adios!